What is up, guys? It is Tony here, and today we were doing a review of the Canon 40mm STM pancake lens. This is a very interesting lens, and I decided to pick it up because of its very low price at about $150. We're going to be looking at the hardware of the lens, the image quality, and the video quality included with the STM focusing properties of the lens. So as you can see on the lens itself, it is a 40mm prime lens. It has a maximum aperture of 2.8, which is pretty wide for a lens of its price. And it also has an STM electronic focusing system, which we'll take a look at later. So when you take a look at the build quality of the 40mm STM lens by Canon, you can see that it is actually very good for a non-professional amateur lens. It has a metal mount, which is actually really nice in terms of build quality, and much better than what you would find in, say, a kit lens or the 50mm 1.8. And it also has a pretty stern feeling focusing ring. It actually feels pretty strong, pretty stable, and like it won't break very easily. And it is very smooth at the same time, which is also a feature I look for personally. As you can see, it's very thin, which is actually one of the biggest features of it, as it is a pancake lens. And it actually looks very discreet on your DSLR. In terms of the focus ring, going back to that, it actually is a little bit difficult sometimes to focus because it's very small without getting your fingers in the shot. You can kind of get on the side here and pull this grip without getting in front of the lens at all, but sometimes it does get a little bit difficult, especially if you have larger hands like myself. So, you know, it's something to keep in mind if you are looking into these pancake lens form factors. It is sometimes a little bit difficult to have a good focusing ring on this system. So overall, the build quality is very nice. It is plastic for the most part, but it does have a metal mount, which is a huge deal, even though it's not going to be putting too much weight on your mount. But yeah, that's the build quality of the 40mm. So now we're going to take a look at the STM focusing system. It's a very interesting system that's supposed to be extremely quiet, but as you can hear right here, as you can hear, it's not that quiet. It actually makes this noise. It's kind of like a needle on a record, like a vinyl record. And it's kind of annoying in the video itself, but I'm sure that could be avoided with external microphone solutions. As you can see in this clip, the f2.8 aperture actually produces a very nice bokeh. You can see the circle right there in the middle where that light is coming from my curtains. It actually looks very nice for a lens of this value. Now, another aspect of this lens that I'd like to take a look at that involves video quality is the focusing itself. Does it actually do what it advertises? It actually advertises that it can keep up very quickly, as opposed to other DSLR lenses, with the moving objects that you were trying to film. So this is the fastest moving object I could find on a short budget. It is my dog, who is moving around, and to be honest, it's actually keeping up with it pretty well. But sometimes it has these weird little blurry parts where it just goes out of focus, and then sometimes you miss the shot you really want to get. So now we're going to look at the sharpness of the lens. You can see at the center, it is the same sharpness as the edges of the lens, and there isn't vignetting at all from what I can see. But of course, bear in mind, this is a cropped sensor camera. Overall, the image quality of the 40mm pancake lens is quite impressive. You can see it here in this image with the sharpness of the lock and, of course, the beautiful bokeh in the background. But one of the problems that I find with the image quality of the 40mm lens is that the color fringing sometimes is just unbearable. As you can see in this image, on the figurine in the background, there's a lot of green coloration outlining the hair and the eyes of the figurine. It's kind of difficult to see in this zoomed-in version of this photo, but on the top of the hand on the right, raised in the air, you can see some purple fringing, and there's also some purple fringing on the left figurine as well. I had some other images that I cannot find currently on my hard drive that had even worse color fringing, and this could be very annoying when you buy a high-resolution camera that you plan to crop with, because when you crop into the images, you'll find a lot of coloration problems. So there you go, that is the review of the STM 40mm pancake lens by Canon. Overall, I would say it is a great lens for its price, and to be honest, for its price, I really don't see any reason not to have this lens. It is very affordable, and it is a great lens for doing some street photography, as it is a pretty nice wide angle. It's very small and compact and very discreet, And it's also pretty good for video if you're used to shooting with prime lenses in video, and if you have an external microphone solution, of course, because the focusing is a little bit loud at times. But overall, I'd say it's a great value, and you guys should definitely check it out. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can buy it. And that's it. I am Tony. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this in the future, go ahead, check out my channel, subscribe, and like and comment on this video as well.